Started in corporate sales, making around 2k a month, been hitting 10k a month consistently now, and on track this month to have a record month of 15k.
There's been a few days where I'd come home from work and I would make more in one day than a whole week at work.
Yeah.
And I'd just go to bed thinking, I cannot be asked to get up tomorrow for work. Worst case scenario, I just stay in my job, earn the same amount of money. Best case scenario, one of these like scammy courses or whatever, right? Whatever your perception is of courses, can change the trajectory of my life, which it did, luckily. And I think I was like one close off overtaking my salary for that month, so overtaking
Really?
£2,000. Yeah. And I said, if this hits today, I'm handing in my notice and leaving it.
Welcome guys, I'm currently in Marbella. It is 1:03 in the morning. We sat down, Joe flew out yesterday. He's been my student now for a little over a year, started in corporate sales, making around 2k a month, been hitting 10k a month consistently now, and on track this month to have a record month of 15k. So yeah, Joe, introduce yourself, man. It's good to have you on board, and obviously I've seen your transformation so far.
Yeah, so like Leo said, I'm Joe, I'm 20 years of age right now. I was in corporate sales about 11 months ago, just earning £2,000 a month. I was sort of capped at what I was making. But I knew, I wanted to do sales. I knew I wanted to make more from sales and didn't want to be capped and actually pay for my value as opposed to my time. So I went into high ticket sales, the rest is history.
Nice. And looking back, obviously, a year ago, you were not really, enjoying what you were doing on a day-to-day basis, sort of dreading going into work, just very mundane, very content with your life. Like looking back, how does it feel to like look back and think, I've gone from 24k a year to like pushing 200k a year at 20 years old?
It's ridiculous. Like you say, it's you get up every day and you're like, you know what's coming. Like it's not like you wake up and you're like, shit, I can make 2k today, for example. You're making the 2k a month. You know what the day's going to look like. Get into the office super early, and to be in the position I am now is kind of surreal, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like, just to take it back, how did we even meet? So you messaged me on Instagram, right? And I mean, like, seeing all these guys online at first, were you skeptical?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What went through your head when you saw these guys?
I was just like, I know people who are very successful who are like 50, not even making the same money as someone like the 16, 17, 18-year-olds on the internet. I'm just like, just can't be. It's the same with everyone. Like, if someone sells a course, something, you think it's probably just full of shit.
What actually shifted in your mind that made you instead see it in a different perspective? Like, what was the perspective change?
Well, I thought like, can it get any worse? Like, worst case scenario, I just stay in my job, earn the same amount of money. Best case scenario, one of these like scammy courses or whatever, right? Whatever your perception is of courses, can change the trajectory of my life, which it did, luckily.
Yeah. I mean, you say luckily though, but like, who's it actually down to have put in the work?
That's me, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it is deserved, and I think a lot of people need to realise they are in control of finding the right. They are in control of putting in the work to then go and get the results. I mean, just take it back to like when you were working. What were some of the problems you wanted to solve with high ticket sales? Obviously, coming from a corporate job.
What was some of the
problems? Like, was it you wanted more freedom? Like, what was it you actually wanted? Ticket sales or just making money online?
I think the main thing's money, obviously, right? But then comes the time freedom of being able to work on your hours when you want to work, right? Getting the money, making the money that you've made, as opposed to, making a load of money for a company and only get paid £2,000 or whatever it was. So it's like, and also like, this time last year, I'd be coming home from work on a busy train right now, ready to go the next day, and I'm in Marbella on a balcony, right? The freedom's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, for you, like, define freedom.
Being able to work on your hours from wherever you want in the world and make unlimited money.
Do you feel like you have that right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, when you were working your job, what would you say, like, where did the frustration come from? Was it like seeing other guys making money online and thinking, look, like, they can't be that special? Was it frustrating, like, knowing you weren't living up to your potential?
Yeah, I think it's like, especially if you're in corporate sales, right, you have some sort of skill set that isn't really being leveraged. Like, you know how to sell, but you're just in the wrong vehicle. And finding that vehicle that is going to get you to the next level is really hard.
Yeah.
And you're sort of looking like, shit, like, you kind of feel like you'll be stuck forever.
Yeah. I mean, for you, why high ticket sales? Like, when you say find that next vehicle, like, why did high ticket sales resonate?
Well, because I had a skill set that I wanted to develop and then leverage to achieve the things we just mentioned, which was like location, time, financial freedom.
Yeah, I mean, like for a lot of guys, it's a case of they do have the skill set, they do have the work ethic because they're commuting 8-10 hours, like with work and commuting, and they're just capped because they're putting their time into the wrong thing. I mean, do you like what was it actually that made you take the jump in the first place, though, opposed to just always being like, these are all scams, like mentorships don't work? What was it that actually made you take the jump?
Well, it's like if I don't take the jump, then I'm gonna just guarantee myself to stay in the same position. I'm gonna guarantee myself failure. That's how I looked at it, right? If I do take the jump and it doesn't pay off, worst case scenario, I go back to my job. I'm in the same position.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, I live the life I want to.
Yeah. And then as soon as you come in, like, what was your first impressions?
My whole perspective changed on courses, right? I thought they're just people who want your money. I gave them my money, and I thought, there's that 500 quid gone now, or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. I think I made 600 in my first week.
Yeah.
So I just made it back and some in my first week.
Yeah, that's good. And look, like, not to give the idea that it's quick results, but you can see an instant return if you're willing to do the work and you have the right, mentors in place. Because the right mentorship, I mean, I'm sure you'd agree, they reverse engineer you being successful, so they have everything laid out. I mean, do you feel like you had that with me? Like everything was laid out to the point where to get to 10K?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that clarity was important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything was laid out proper.
Yeah, and I mean, how did it feel to finally get like proof of concept and stuff? Like
it
straight
felt
away.
Like a massive weight off my shoulders, because the weight on my shoulders was like the lack of certainty that it might not work, or the lack of certainty, right?
Yeah.
And so as soon as you get that proof of concept is when that lack of certainty disappears, because you know it's possible. Yeah.
I mean, for you, like, what would you say? I'm curious. Like, what would you say the limiting beliefs people in like a 9-to-5 may have around like the online space and making money online? Like, if you think back, what would you say like you changed in your belief system?
Well, I feel like it's fear of the unknown. Like, I feel like there's limiting beliefs around courses in general, because people in corporate positions, right, sort of have been told their whole life that that is the best way to go. The best way to go is the corporate world. There's not been a single person that's ever told you, teacher, parent, friend, whatever it is, that says being a high ticket closer or making money online is the route for you.
Yeah.
And so people have that's where the limiting belief comes from, and that's what you have to break if you do want to be successful.
Would you say like your perspective on like money changed in general? Like obviously being out here in Marbella and just being in environments, obviously you've met some really successful guys.
Yeah.
Like what would you say that impacted you? Because obviously being a high ticket closer, you'll meet so many people that have done really well, really, really young, right? So I mean for you, would you say like your perspective on money changed as well?
Yeah, definitely.
In what way would it change? Like, would you put as much value on money? Would you say like it's easier to make now?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot easier to make. I don't stress about money anymore. Yeah. Like I used to stress about it and think I've made $2,000 this month. Minus tax is like 1,700. Minus travel and food for work is like another 500. Left with like 1.2 at the end of the month. And so how do I budget that to enjoy my life, right? But also set money aside. Now it's a case of I want to go out for a steak dinner tonight. Let me just close someone.
Yeah. It's like the little things, right? I think.
Yeah.
Like at what point did real freedom hit for you? Because obviously, you make decent money now, like the 10K months, 15K months, but like at what point was it really like, okay,
I think it was
I can chill?
5K.
Yeah, I'd agree. When I hit 5K as well, like it was very similar. And I think that is the breaking point. And I mean, getting to 5K, it's pretty simple, right?
Straightforward, yeah. I think if you're a young lad and you live with your parents already, earning $5,000 a month with very minimal expenses, like even if you are paying your parents a couple £100 a month for rent, right, you're still left with a good chunk that you can do whatever with, whether you want to invest that, whether you want to set it aside in savings or spend it all at once.
Yeah, 5K, like there's some serious freedom with that. And I mean, for you, like, what would you say, obviously there's so many mentors and stuff, what would you say was different about me? And like, what would you tell someone that's potentially looking to get started?
The authenticity.
Right.
Not just you seeing me as a student, but more just a person.
Yeah.
And telling me how it is.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like I said, seeing me as a student.
Authenticity, like what way? Like giving you the raw reality.
Yeah. Rather than just saying you can make 100 grand next month
Yeah.
if you do this and that, which a lot of people do say, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not specifically 100 grand, but like that the same sort of thing, right?
A different perspective. Yeah.
You're just authentic.
Yeah, because obviously there's a lot of hard work that goes into things, but you know, for you, once you did get the skill set, do you feel like you could ever fail now?
No, because I've got the skill set.
And the network, right? Like when we reverse engineer what success looks like. I mean, for you in the next like year, obviously we were talking about this earlier. It did like, what's the vision?
The vision for me over the next year is to hit multiple 5 figures a month in the realm of 50 grand a month, which does seem like a massive leap at the minute, but at 10 to 15. But I feel like once you get past 5, getting to 10, 15, 20, 25 happens in a lot shorter period than it does from getting to 0 to 5.
Yeah.
Because getting from 0 to 5, for example, is purely about building the skill set for you to gain that sort of income. But once you've got the skill set, you can just build. And I do think 50k by next year is possible.
Obviously, you got into this whilst working your job. Like, how manageable would you say it was?
It was pretty manageable. I was, just doing it when I can in my free time at work, or even after work. Mostly after work, to be honest, because it's more American hours. So that was quite helpful.
It's quite ideal, isn't it, that a lot of offers operate on EST, which is like, 4 or 5 hours behind us. So when you get back from work, it's like 5, 6 p.m, even 7, you can work till like 10, 11 and just on your phone.
Exactly.
You started as a DM?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few days where I'd come home from work and I would make more in one day than a whole week at work.
Yeah.
And I'd just go to bed thinking, I cannot be asked to get up tomorrow for work.
Was that the point where you're like, okay, let me actually think about and have that conversation about leaving the job?
I think I remember it. I think I had a few closes come in, so I made a decent amount.
Yeah.
And I think I was like one close off overtaking my salary for that month, so overtaking
Really?
2 grand. Yeah. And I said, if this hits today, I am handing in my notice and leaving it.
That was in like the first 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible if you just do the work. Like DM setting is the easiest stuff ever, and then like you transition into closing, because DM setting I think that can take a lot of people, give people the proof of concept, right? And then, being an SDR, being a closer, it's different. I mean, how would you say the sales side is different versus like corporate versus high ticket sales?
The sales side,
It's easier.
No, I'd say setting is all right. If you're in corporate sales already, you're automatically a good seller. Selling isn't really hard. I'm not going to say closing's hard either. It's just very different.
Okay.
Right, it's you have to reframe people and make people see things from a different perspective, as opposed to just like, oh, here's what we do, are you interested? Like you would in a corporate sales role. So.
Wouldn't you got it cracked though? Would you say it's simple?
So simple,
Yeah. It's just like the reps, like anything, right? It's like riding a bike. You just keep practicing until you crack it. I mean, say you didn't pull the trigger, where do you feel like you'd be right now if you didn't join?
In the same place, same job.
I could imagine it'd be quite miserable.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, nice. And then say like, someone watching this video and they're stuck, on the fence, like what would you tell them?
I would say at the end of the day, like, weigh up your options. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and think, what have I to lose? Right? Worst case scenario, you lose your job, but you've really got the skill set within corporate sales and experience to get another job.
Yeah.
Right? So you either stay in the same position. Basically, if you don't move forward with something like this, or you don't take the leap, right, you're just guaranteeing yourself to stay in the same position. Yeah. And if you're watching this video, you're probably someone who's sort of thinking...
on the fence.
Yeah, you're sort of on the fence already. So do you want to either guarantee yourself to stay in the same position?
Yeah.
Or do you want to take the leap that may work and put yourself in a better position? And if it doesn't, you just go back to what you're doing.
Yeah, and like something obviously I pride myself on when I started the coaching, and something obviously you mentioned is like the transparency. And obviously there's work to be done, but I think if Joe can do it, and like all these people you see that can do it, like Joe, like you didn't have some magic superpower that made you elite at sales. Like you put in the work, you got good. If Joe can do it, then pretty much anyone can.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where you take it in the next year. Also, I'm sure you'll hit the 30, 40, 50k a month, and obviously be building something great. So yeah, guys, look, feel free to reach out to Joe. I'll put his Instagram down in the description. But yeah, we will catch you in the next one. We've got some proper exciting news as well to share as well, like in the coming month. So yeah, appreciate you watching. If you are on the fence, booking a call. We value ourselves on transparency and authenticity. So booking a call with myself, I can run you through exactly how Joe went from 2k a month to 15.
Perfect.